Sup guys, this is just a short video about the new weapon mods and something I had noticed in the last week or two. So I guess most of you already know weapons with of the profession mods leave a trail of particles, and there are different colors for different professions, but did you know that monsters that are using similar weapons also have the trail of particles effect? This isn't too easy to notice for several reasons. One is that these mods are somewhat rare, and another reason is that if you're solo farming, you don't really focus on the monsters attacking animations too much, and sometimes the background color makes the trail effect not really visible. Anyway, if you are lucky and the stars align, you will see something like this. See the blue or purple trail? I was lucky here because the sand color and the trail of particles make a nice contrast, and it's really easy to see that one of the monsters is using a weapon with a new mod on it. The animation came from one of the Scurry Griffins, and now let's see what happens if I finish the run. I've got a gold item, and surprise, there's a new weapon mod on it. You may think I was lucky here, but if my theory is right, this is not the case. So I wanted to get more examples and tested several farms. The next one is the Slave Spirit farm, and one of the Slave Spirit monks has an unusual trail of particles. This looks like a gold line or something, and let's see what happens. Another gold, another of the profession mode. Okay, next clip, Tengu farm. This one is kind of difficult to see at first. One of the melees is using something special. Surprise, we've got a short sword with one of the Paragon mode. Okay, next one, Nafui Kotor. One of the rangers is making a special trail of particles effect, and I've got the Celestial longbow of the Elementalist. Next clip, 55 HP Undead farm. There is some purple stuff coming from one of the rangers. See how I can identify in advance which ranger will drop the gold weapon. This is easy to do if this happens, so my theory is that if you see an enemy wielding a weapon with one of these new mods, you have a very high chance of getting that weapon. I don't say that it's 100%, since I've only tested it like 6 times, and simply there is not enough data yet, but I'm quite sure this is not a coincidence. And you may remember one of my old videos with vampiric or life-stealing weapons. Those also have a very high chance of dropping if you notice the life-draining effect. I think these new weapon mods are programmed in a somewhat similar way. They work like a guaranteed drop or something like that. Okay, just to make things more difficult, what if your enemies drop a weapon that they are not using? Look at the next clip, Snowman, and there is no visible change in their attacks, but I get a gold axe with a new mod on it. In this case, when the enemies drop weapons which they don't use, you can't really detect if a gold item is coming or not. And finally, another clip, Spiders, and I've got a hammer, and guess what? Another mod. So I guess if the enemy is not wielding the weapon, or in other words, you don't see the trail of particles effect, you may still receive a weapon and a new weapon mode. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, these were just my observations. Let me know what you think of this topic. Thanks for watching and see you next time.